person is Adam. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Good. So today, Adam's joining me live. He's down here for a little bit, and we figured we would take this opportunity to actually introduce all of the huge new changes and basically revamp of Trick Trades. And we're going to get right into it. And right at the end, we have a huge reveal for you guys that I know you're going to like. So make sure you guys stick to the end and check out the big reveal, because I know you guys will really like it. It's pretty bloody cool. Essentially what Bootcamp is it is a course, okay? And it's included in membership. Everything we're going to talk about, this is included, okay? There's no upsells, none of that. One of the questions that I always got asked, Adam, and I always get asked, I still get asked, people will hit me up with social media and they'll ask before they sign up, can I sign up without knowing what I'm doing? Like, I don't know anything. And that's the solution to that problem. The answer to that question is yes, you can absolutely. We take all traders, whether you have never even thought about trading before, and this is something very new to you, or you're a novice or even intermediate. We take all levels of traders, and our education starts with the boot camp. So I'm going to let Adam take over a little bit and explain a little further here.
So Bootcamp is all about laying that foundation for a professional trading career. This isn't for tire kickers. It's not for people who want a side gig.
No.
It's for people who really want to be the elite.
Yes.
And who are committed to, I don't care what it takes, I'm going to have my freedom.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
You teach us.
Yeah.
So if you take Bootcamp seriously, then you're going to just ascend through all of the other areas of education at Trick Trades, which takes us to Bootcamp Live with Kelvo.
Yes.
But the base bootcamp should take you about a week to 10 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention, you're studying, you're taking the tests.
Yeah. Yeah. There's tests, there's quizzes to keep you engaged, which is nice too, because it's like and it's not a test that it's like some bullshit test out there that people will make you write and they never look at it. We actually look at the results, and if there's a follow-up needed, we come in and we follow up. Like, we are 100% committed to our members. This isn't just some sort of money grab. This is a very different service than what you are used to. If you've been in a service before, maybe you've been burned. A lot of people have. This isn't it. This is very different. And that's how Bootcamp is designed, with quizzes. It gives you all of the foundation, like Adam said. It takes the bare bones beginning basics. Don't brush over the basics. That's a big mistake. A lot of traders do that. And I've got tons of videos discussing this. And it takes those basics and it makes them make sense. And it gives more substance to those basics. It's not about just knowing the basics. It's about knowing how those basics actually work, like the movement of the stock, introduction into price action. You have the strategy, how we enter, how we exit, how we pull profits, our risk strategy, everything. It goes into that in detail, for enough detail for everyone to grasp that, whether you are a bare bones beginner trader, a novice, intermediate, whatever trader you are. That's the first Bootcamp Live with Kelvin is our afternoon, late morning moderator. He takes over when I'm finished guiding in the morning session and we finish taking our trades for the day. Then the education begins. And Kelvo really discusses a lot of the trades that we took, why we took them, even in more detail than they've already been explained. Maybe some traders had some issues with some of the trades. Maybe they didn't execute correctly. Who knows what the issue is, right? That's when Kelvo goes over them. And, Adam attends these Bootcamp Live with Kelvo, so you could probably dissect that even further.
Yeah, well, so what you're going to find on your journey to becoming a professional trader is you're going to enter this game thinking, I got to learn how to trade. I'm going to learn these skills. And that's what Bootcamp gets you doing. But everybody is going to find out real quick, the skills are just half the puzzle.
And probably less than half, to be honest. Yeah.
And you're going to encounter the emotional challenges. And this is where everybody is different, but the same.
Yeah.
You're going to start having ego. You're going to struggle with listening. You're going to want to add your own secret sauce. You're going to learn Pat's strategy, which is proven. And then there's going to be a little initial success. And then there's going to be the strain.
Yeah.
And so the Bootcamp Live with Kelvo pulls people back onto the road.
That's right.
And slows them down so that, because you're going to want to hit the gas pedal, right?
Yeah.
You want to go fast. You got the keys to the Ferrari. Oh, I had a couple good trades. Now I'm going to be a millionaire. And that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So Kelvo, with the day trading clinic and Bootcamp Live, he analyzes and breaks down the price action, and then he digs deeper into the emotional side with individual traders. So you're just constantly learning and absorbing this new way of this new language, as you like to call it.
Yeah.
And so that's what's going to help people ensure that they're always moving forward, because those emotional roadblocks we encounter can't be solved on your own.
No. With this, it is something that is done live on screen share every single day with one specific member, but the whole group can then watch, and their problems are your problems too. We all have the same problems as new traders. So this is where things get solved. This is where a lot of the work gets done.
Yep.
And it really is amazing. So now I want to talk about the size up strategy. So it's about the 3 pillars. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but it's about the 3 pillars. We always had a kick-ass entry strategy. It's beautiful. It looks like magic, okay? And it's something that really needs to be seen to be appreciated. And then we have our risk strategy, which is called standard risk. And it's designed just long enough to keep you in that trade. Like, how many times have you guys been in a trade? You sell the trade just because it breaks that level by a little bit. And then as soon as you sell, it comes back up. Well, standard risk, it looks like a very basic stop out strategy. It is not. There's a lot going on there that's taken me years to develop. And there's so much that goes into it, but it's not complicated. It's very simple. It's very simple to understand as well. How does a trader size up? Now, I've said all of this stuff for years, but we've compiled it into an application that is right on your phone. It takes the guesswork out of the days that you can actually size up and increase your size. So a lot of people will size up on the wrong days. So we came up with a solution to that, and it works beautifully. You now don't have to guess. That relies on me. And the days I tell you, okay, now's the day that we can size up. But not only that, we take you and we strip you down, and we start you at a very small size, and it gradually works on certain key different things through your trading path, what you need to work on first in order to progress you into the next level. Adam can take over a little bit here, but it's beautiful is what it is. And we've already seen the results coming in. It really is wild. It's better than even our wildest expectations, hands down.
Yeah, it is performing far better than what we thought it would at first. And I think one of the reasons why is it comes back to emotions. And what size up also does, because you might choose the wrong day to size up, but you also, almost everybody wants to get more money faster than they're prepared to handle it, handle the pressure, handle the emotions that go along with it. And so what the Size Up app does is also tempers your progress forward and doesn't let you go through certain gates or doors or wheelhouses, as we call them, until you're emotionally ready.
Yeah.
And so until you master one contract, and you're going to know by the way the app and the teaching brings you through each trade whether or not you're ready to add size. And it's not just skill, it's the balance of skill and emotion that has to be built. And emotional development does unfortunately take a little longer than the skill.
Yeah.
So what allows us traders to do, along with the Bootcamp Live and the trading clinic, is strategically grow their account over a period of under 6 months, step by step, wheelhouse by wheelhouse, in a very controlled, almost scientific, calculated, repeatable way that for the members that listen and do the work, success is the only possible outcome.
It's all laid out for you. And you might be wondering about what's the starting balance? Well, we want our traders to start with a balance of $2,500. So a $2,500 balance in your account, no matter whether you have experience or not, doesn't matter. With under 6 months going through the process, so under 6 months, you will grow grow that account to $18,000 in under 6 months, making $600 plus or minus per day on average. And that's what it takes you. That's where it takes you. So $600 a day in under 6 months, that immediately, what does that give you? That gives you freedom immediately. That gives you the opportunity to provide for your family and the whole nine. This is what people are dreaming of and what they want, what they're fighting for. It's not even a dream. This is something tangible that I'm telling you, if you follow what we're telling you to do, which is easy, everything is laid out for you. This is as easy and plug and play as it gets. It will take you from $2,500 account to an $18,000 account, making $600 per day on average in under 6 months. And I know that sounds too good to be true, but the data already has proved that this system works. Yeah. And I know it's a big leap of faith for people to come in. I get it. You've heard this song and dance before. But that's the thing. If I ask you to trust one more time, you will see, even on your first day, this is different.
And real quick, let's break down what $600 a month is, because unfortunately,
a day, not a month.
I'm sorry, a day. Yeah. Thank you. As people see these YouTube channels, and all these posts where I'm making $20,000 a day, there's a delusion that can easily come along with new traders. They're going to hear, well, what am I going to do with $600 a day? I want to be that guy. That's or you that's making multiple figures a day. But the problem is they don't understand that A, that's probably not true. And B, if it is true, the path that was required meant that that person was at one point in their career able to master making $600 a day.
Exactly.
You don't go from 0 to 100 miles an hour without having to speed up, right? And so this is a very attainable goal. I mean, $600 a day, what is that? $12,000 a month?
Yeah, 12 grand a month. So it's about 150K a year, 145K a year.
So
what does that do for you?
Yeah, if you can't learn, and this is part of what also Trick Trades does with some other programs we'll get into, that helps you actually bring your expenses and your budgeting and your lifestyle back to earth. If you can't live off that amount of money,
you're crazy.
Off of that and make ends meet just to get through to what we will also talk about, the next evolution.
Yeah, there's other evolutions. This doesn't stop.
This is just to get you on the freeway.
This is just the beginning.
So really think about what $600 a day really means as far as freeing yourself from your day-to-day job, providing for your family, and then really getting to the next evolution where you are trading and making thousands a day, but you've got to master it one step at a time.
Yeah, I think one of the big problems is when traders come in, they don't know the difference between a dream and a goal, right? And everybody has dreams, and these dreams they're dreams. They're way up here, right? And there's a big wide gap in between where you are now and your dream. But goals, that gap is smaller, a lot smaller. So we need to set goals. And once you hit these goals, you hit enough of your goals, that dream then becomes reality. And this is what the Size Up app does for you, the Trick Trade Size Up app for day traders. It takes you goals,
right?
Not dreams, goals, things that are tangible, things that will actually happen, because it will happen. And it can be hard for people to trust that. I understand that, but we see the proof is in the pudding. We see it. It is already working. Next thing which is really special about the Size Up app is it has real-time alerts. Now, they're not the alerts that you're thinking about where we're going to tell you to get in and get out. That shit does not work. Throw that out the window. Enough of that. Stop thinking about alerts. If you think about alerts and you don't actually learn to fish, you're never going to make it. Never. They don't work, guys. Stop. But what this does do is it gives you push notifications onto your phone or browser or PC or Mac. And it lets you know if there is something coming up, and we use a flagging system, and maybe there's a Fed announcement or something, and we don't want you to take any trades. Well, you'll get a push notification letting you know that don't take any trades. We have a Fed coming. It's also going to give you our daily trade plans pushed to your phone. This is something that is highly innovative and really special. And they're fast. There's no lag. I was actually really, really impressed with how there was zero lag, because Adam's in the States, in Florida. I'm down here in Costa Rica. I told him, let me know as soon as you push the button. We're on the phone. He pushed the button. It's already dinging on my phone before he could even say
Yeah,
send.
I could reply. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's that fast. It's that up to date. It's that up to time. And that's just, one of the beautiful things about the app. You may have seen on YouTube or X or maybe Facebook the Truth Behind the Trade podcast, which is a deep analysis now of the daily trading clinics that Kelvo does. Adam and I then come in and we dissect further and we really strip back everything. And what we do is, again, it's all about getting to the truth of the trade, because there is a lot of there's a lot of bullshit out there, and you got to cut the bullshit in order to really to progress. And this is what we're doing with the Truth Behind the Trade series. Is if there's a lie, we're not going to allow that trader to get away with that lie. And sometimes it can come off combative. And we've talked about that in the opening scenes of some of these podcasts, because some of them are pretty wild, the lies that get told in the trading clinic. And Kelvo then calls the member on it. And then we kind of dive deeper and we get into the mentality and the psychology of that lie, and why traders and why people do that, and why it's not beneficial to you. And not at the surface level why lying isn't good for you. It's like, you'll never reach your goals. One of the things that I did, I blew up my first 2 day trading accounts. This is over a decade ago. And the first 2 I blew up. My third account was a smaller account. It was only a $5,000 account. And I started repeating the same bullshit behavior as all traders do.
Yep.
And I whittled it down to about half. It was about $2,600 left. And I had enough. That was all the money I had. That was it, guys. Like, there wasn't borrowing anymore. I was done. If I blew up, the dream was over. I would have had to rob a bloody bank in order to get any type of money. Already borrowed to the nines. Like, done. That's it. I cannot stress that enough. So I had to stop the bullshit. And I had a conversation with myself about stopping the bullshit. No more bullshit. This is the way things need to get done. I need to be perfectly honest with myself and my trading and the way I am seeing things. Because if I don't, I'm done. And I'm going to let my family down. And it came to the point where I was hiding vehicles because they were going to get repossessed. The whole 9, guys. Like, I was screwed. But again, I'm someone that will stop at nothing to reach my goals and my dreams. And you have to, because then this is what you get. You get to live out your goals and your dreams.
Well, let's talk real quick about what does that actually mean, stopping the bullshit? Because it's very like, well, what did I stop? What do we at that crucial moment in time?
Yeah.
What actually stops? And it comes down to, once you go through boot camp, once you go through some trading clinics, you're gonna begin to know the things that you are supposed to do and not to do.
Yeah.
But then what's going to be over your shoulder is this urge to experiment.
Yep.
This urge to do your thing, your own thing. And this is where we dig in and we catch people telling themselves lies. And I've done this plenty of times. There's been specific times when Pat has said, I don't do that anymore, because I had to stop the bullshit.
Yeah.
But he would say, I don't want anyone trading this today.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. And I went and did it. Why? Because, let me just see what happens. 1 contract. Okay, not working. 2 contracts. 3 contracts. Well, it's going to come back down. And then you get this whole domino effect of lies. Why are they lies? Because you're doing something that is against the teacher's instruction.
Yeah.
And you know that you're doing something specifically against the teacher's instruction. So everyone's going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone, there's no one that's not that pure. You're just going to do it. It's who we are. We're
Yeah.
rebellious by nature.
Yeah.
And so this is why we get in there. And this is why Trick Trades is such a valuable service, because you're not going to stop it on your own.
No.
You just won't. Well, it might take you a decade to figure it out on your own and do it,
Yeah.
but why put yourself through that pain and put yourself at risk
Yeah.
for not making it and tapping out before you actually figure it out? So all of these things we put in place are guardrail after guardrail after guardrail. And the next things we talk about are more guardrails to protect you, to put a foundation under your feet where you know the people that you're learning from are actually collecting data on
Yeah.
thousands of traders' behaviors. We're analyzing them daily. We're studying them daily at multiple levels. It's not just
And we've also just to jump in here, we've got the stomach to stop it. So one of the issues that I'm sure you guys have all seen out there with services and why they never fix a trader's problem is because they're worried about running a business first and foremost. If they call you on a lie, and let's say you're a member and I call you a liar and I tell you you're full of shit, right? You're not going to like it, right? So I'm now at risk of losing a member.
Yep.
And I would gladly lose 1,000 members, 20,000 members to just get through to that 100, because those 100 will actually make it. The other ones are just masturbating. That's all they're doing. They're just going around and around in a circle. They don't want to be honest. They don't understand the coach-student dynamic. And that's another thing that you have on your side. You have a coach that's willing to lay everything out on the line. And it ain't business first. It's you guys first. Because that's what matters. If you guys aren't successful, I'm not successful, right? I'm about someone that wants to build people up. I don't want to keep people down here. So then you're just paying me a fee every month over month. That's what all these other jokers do. I don't want to do that. I want you guys to get better than me. That's what I want. That's the goal, right? And the only way to do that is to be honest and to not bullshit you guys either. I expect you not to bullshit yourself and me.
right.
It's got to come from the other end too. I can't lie to you either, right? So it's about calling you on your bullshit. And sometimes it can come off a little abrasive and you might not like it from time to time, but I'm just being honest with you. This is the service that you're getting into and that you're looking at right now. You've got a guy that cares enough to put it all on the line and risk you leaving. Okay. And I just wanted to really make that clear that that's the distinction. That's one of the major distinctions.
Mm-hmm.
I need you guys to succeed. That's what I want. And my coaching style is one that works. You just got to trust it.
Let's talk about, where is this all heading? We've got the analysis of trades with Kelvo and our members, and then we've got the deeper analysis where Pat and I are digging even deeper behind that, which we've covered, because we can't leave any stone left unturned when we put forward what we'll get to our no trader left behind guarantee. You're seeing this guarantee come into place. But what happens also along the way is we're going to all start having conversations with ourselves through this process. We come into this looking for money.
Yeah.
But what you discover as you encounter not the limits of what the markets or the charts or the technicals are, it's the limits of who we are.
Yeah.
What our self-belief is, what our self-worth is.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be another element of our growth that has to be mastered. So there are a number of ways to find to look under the stones that we're talking about. Well, we've got to do the work and look under those stones ourselves and take responsibility for our own growth at the end of the day. And so we have another podcast called Ascension. And Ascension is great. It does exactly that. It like we always say, you got to work on yourself, but a lot of people don't know how. How do I work on myself? It's all I see where people are working on themselves is their egos are even worse off than they start because they're lunatics. That's why. But we really dive into how the tools that you can use, right?
and how to put in the work to make yourself better, to stop lying to yourself, to be kinder and nicer and everything else, to cope with emotional stress, all of that stuff. And loss and all of that. And that's the ascension model. So we also have something that's really interesting. One of the biggest things that I always had through the years, Adam, and we tried coming up with a solution with former team and everything else of, like, people would always say, it's like, well, how do I search? Like, you guys have so many video lessons and mentoring live classes and everything else. It's like, how do I search for charts or price action or whatever, name it. And yeah, you can tag it, but that doesn't really work, because if you forget a tag, that video will forever be lost in the ethers, right? So we have AI video search, and AI video search is special. Let me tell you, you can type in any word, and if that word is present, AI picks it up, puts it right in front of you. And it is absolutely amazing. It is such a key component to the education, because we do have so many video lessons and mentoring live classes. I've been doing a mentoring live class every week, once per week, for over 8 years now. Do the math on that. There's a lot of classes. Plus, there's hundreds of video lessons for all members to watch, plus boot camp, plus all of that. So putting that in an AI video search, it really narrows things down and makes it really easy for people to then quickly search the topics that they want. It's literally at your fingertips.
So and I was in part of a former service before coming to Trip Trades, and the response would be, when you're dealing with a problem, I'm really struggling with fear, would be, go watch my videos.
Yeah.
And
well, what does that mean?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Where are they, dude?
You don't. What that tells me is that educator does not respect my time.
Nope.
That it thinks my time is worthless.
Only respects his.
Yeah.
And it's not reciprocated.
Exactly.
I don't like that. Yeah.
So with the searches that you're dealing with, because you're going to go through stages of, development. Maybe it's going to be FOMO. Maybe it's going to be fear. Maybe it's getting into early. Maybe it's cutting trades.
Maybe you're not understanding price action. Right. The daily chart, charting, whatever.
Yep. Type it in, and up come the videos, and all right at the timestamp, so you can get right to the content that you need, so you can move on and retain the information that you're looking to acquire.
Yeah, and that, I just want to stress what Adam just said, because I think that that's really interesting too. It just doesn't give you the whole video where it's like you got to try and scrub through or watch a half an hour, hour long, 20-minute, whatever the length of the video is. No, it brings you right to the timestamp.
Yep.
Right to the timestamp.
6 minutes,
Queued up.
seconds.
All you got to do is press play right there. Good to go. That information is now in your brain. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing, because we do respect people. So the next thing's really interesting, and Adam can definitely talk about this, is Polaris. So Polaris was introduced a couple years ago, maybe a little bit longer now. And Polaris, I'll give you a little backstory. I'll tell you a real quick story. So at the beginning of my trading career, I had Chrissy. And Chrissy is my fiance. She should be my wife by now, but we've been putting it off and everything else. It's a whole story. Basically, we just too busy, right? So anyways, my wife, we at the beginning, we were struggling a lot with money. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting here. She's amazing with money. She can find money where there's no money. She can balance money, the whole nine. She's essentially my money manager, and she's brilliant at it. And she can budget and the whole nine. And that's what Polaris is. Because in order to get to the next step, to become that full-time trader, even before, you need to start managing your money a lot differently. Like, as a day trader, you're not getting that 9-to-5 check getting paid every week or every second week. Mm-hmm. Your money can go up and down, and you need to change some of your spending habits, especially at the beginning where you're not making millions of dollars, right? Like, you definitely have to budget your money a little bit. And especially when you transition into a full-time trader, because there's going to be added pressure on and everything else. You want to make sure all of your ducks are in a row. And Adam and his wife, Jen, which is also a member of Trick Trades, they took part in Polaris when we first released it. And I'm going to let you talk about it because it's amazing because they actually listened to literally everything Chrissy told them to do. And it is amazing where they were to where they are now. And you can just give like the quick little overview of it.
Well, it comes down to you don't know what you don't know. And it's just yet another element of growth that is going to come up as you try. I mean, this is a money game, right? We're 2 minutes to training. Well, if you don't know how to manage your money properly, a lot of people come into this and they're struggling financially because they don't know how to spend their money properly. And so Polaris really just like so much of Trick Trades, it starts correcting expectations. And it starts correcting behavior. And it gets you to stop thinking just about the worries of the now, but get that under control so you can start thinking about the opportunities of the future. And what Chrissy really helped lay out for us is you need to start doing these things right now. You need to start making these changes now. And then once these changes are made, now we can start getting to the fun stuff. Right? The way you manage the money as it's coming in, the way you set up different strategic bank accounts, the way you understand actual cash flow instead of debt management. And so Christy really helped us make that shift in our thinking from that debt mentality that I was stuck with all my life into a more of a mentality that actually can believe in the expectations that things that we're doing in Trick Trades are happening. They are real. So how do I start making those changes in my life now so that those opportunities merge at the right time?
Because you have to remember with the changes that we've made, and I know it sounds like it's still too good to be true. I'm telling you, these changes happen quickly. So you're going to go from a struggling trader to literally making 140, 150K a year and plus more, because that's just the first 6 months, under 6 months, right? So then you have another 6 months with the evolutions, which we'll get to in a minute. But that's 144K right off the bat. So it's happening. Like, this is actually going to happen. And there needs to be things put in place so that safeguard you and get you to your goal quicker. And that's one of them is through Polaris. And I remember actually, just a little side note, I remember when Chrissy was doing Polaris, and there's some people that had unrealistic expectations and everything else. And she was dealing with Adam and Jen, and she was talking about Adam and Jen. This is before I even met them, and saying about like how it's like, oh, they actually sound like they're actually going to do this and actually going to listen. It's like, they seem really good. Like, this is great. She was so excited about it. And then, they continue, they do their thing. They go through all the steps. It's a process. And then down the road, now it's like, we see the results, and it's amazing to see that. And what I'm getting at is it is going to happen, right? Like, don't think this is just some pipe dream. So prepare for it. So we also have something that's really interesting, Lifeline. And this is something pretty serious to talk about, because a lot of traders, when they come to, and this is involved and included with your Trick Trades Size Up app, you have a button, and that says Lifeline. And that Lifeline gives you the ability to contact me, and there will be an emergency session of getting to what your problems are. Let's say, and you how many do you get?
2.
You get 2 for the life of your membership.
So they need to be respected.
They need to be respected, because this is really important. Remember, we have all of the other avenues to ask questions and everything else. So it's not about that. This is something more. This is like, okay, I'm screwed. I don't know what to do. I need to get to the bottom of this. You have 2 lifelines. And we're going to do an emergency session. I'm going to fire up a Zoom call with you. We're going to go over everything as long as it takes. This isn't some quickly kick them out the door, blah, blah. No, it's not about that. This is like, if you hit that lifeline, I take that serious. It's like calling the bat phone, man, or raising the bat signal. That's how important it is.
And that alone, that value, think about this. If you know you always have that in your back pocket, you've got a professional trader that's been through everything, the ups and downs of the markets for the last decade. He's successful. He knows what he's doing. If you have that in your back pocket, what kind of relief or stress reliever would that be? That you know, if things come down to it, you can, in fact, hit that Lifeline button. It immediately pops up, and it's on. It is on. And at first availability, like immediately, it says that, but it's going to be real quick. It's probably going to happen that day. And I'm going to fire up a Zoom call with you, and we are going to get to the absolute, I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if it's an hour long, 2 hours long, whatever it is, whatever it takes, we're doing it, and we're going to solve these problems. And I'm going to do follow-ups with you in the whole nine. So it's a big deal. And that value alone is, you can't put a price on it, guys.
And you have no other trainer, educator in the planet that is willing to go this length to, because, and I, one of the first things I asked you when we first started talking was, why do you care so much?
Yeah.
You know, and because it's like, well, why? What's in it for this guy? Right? Where's the other shoe?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, hey, it's as simple as that. You remember the pain that you remember, and that's what I love.
Yeah.
And this was, I never forget, you still appreciate the value of $1.
Yeah.
You still appreciate the value of help.
Yeah.
And you still appreciate the value of being there for somebody just because you want to be there. And this is coming from me because I know it's authentic.
Yeah.
I know there isn't any hidden strings here. No. There's no gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to sign up for my super plan.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you lay it all out, and you don't cut any corners because you just want people to have what you have.
Look, it's that simple.
There's nobody else that thinks like that, because for some reason they just can't. I don't understand it, because it's how we should all be when we find success.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. Like, people ask me all the time. It's like, oh, or they'll make a comment all the time. It's not they're asking me. They're making a statement. If you're so successful, why do you charge people? Why do you want to do this? Go live your life. That's a problem with you. That tells me you're a bum. You're a loser. You're a vulture. There is a simple, it's karma. If you believe in karma even that much, it's about paying it forward.
Yeah.
Because I always said, if I ever made it to a place where I knew what I was doing and I got my consistency and I got my success, I will pay it forward. And then some will ask, well, why don't you just give it away for free? Because nobody fucking respects free. Full stop. Plain and simple. When I first opened up Trick Trades, it was free. Everything except for the new additions. That's what you got. You got a website. That's all on me. I paid for that. You got scans, nightly scans, video lessons, all of that. Screen share. That was live trading at that time too. All for free. Nobody respected it. So that's why I cut that shit out. And it boils down to paying it forward. If you're the type of person that asks, well, why would he do that? Then that's a reflection of you. That's not on me. It's like, I wasn't raised by wolves. I know I need to pay that forward. I want to have people have the same life and success as me. That's what I want. That's fucking like, I live a life that less than 1% of people on the planet get to live. And that might be a stretch for some of you to believe, but I'm telling you, if you only knew the half of it. And the amount of freedom that I have is just different, man. And it's achievable for you. And that's what I want to give you.
Well, and real quick, just on why it's important to pay, because this is something I understood very early on. It's if you're not willing to, and when you pay someone for something, whether it's coaching, whether it's a car, any kind of merchandise that has any kind of value, you got to put skin in the game.
Yes.
And that tells something to your soul that it's a form of commitment. And the monthly payment, it's very low.
Yes. For what you get.
For what you get. It's you telling your subconscious, you telling your mind, it's like, I'm committed to this. It is almost like an accountability. If it's free, well, you're not really committed.
No.
You know what I mean? If someone's going to give you a car, well, it's probably a junker that needs a lot of work, and
it's going to cost you
they're
way
giving
more.
you a headache that they don't want anymore, and you're not going to respect it. You're going to treat it the same way that the person is giving it away.
Yeah, nobody cares about free. They don't respect free.
Well, there's no value in it.
No, of course not. And And that's the thing. It's like, if I were to give all of this away for free, would you believe a single word I said? Absolutely not. No way. You would think there's nothing there. So it's a reflection essentially on the person asking the question. It's not a reflection on me.
Yeah. I mean, the person with the right mindset says, no, I don't want you to give me your time, your experience, your blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Because I would feel wrong from taking that for you without any reciprocation.
Yeah.
So it's a very important part of the relationship.
Yeah.
To have a reciprocation. It keeps it healthy. So there's a lot of base fundamental levels why nobody should give away anything of value for free.
Of course not. No, absolutely. So next we have our no trader left behind guarantee. I mentioned a couple times throughout this, and Adam has as well. This is important. Now, it's a guarantee that we are going to give you our 100%, and we will never leave you behind. So one of the biggest flaws with a lot of other services, not to keep comparing to other services, I don't necessarily like doing that, but it's important that people understand the difference. They will never talk about the traders that are struggling in their service because it's a bad look. That's the problem. They only want to have you do well one day so they can screenshot your P&L and post it. The next day, let's say you take a massive loss and you blow up. We'll never talk about it. They don't care. They will sweep you under the rug. We will never do that. In fact, the Truth Behind the Trade podcast, and where we're doing that video series, the web series, we generally take a lot of our struggling traders, generally the struggling traders, and talk about them. It's not the ones crushing it, because we got a lot of just absolute fire-breathing dragons in the service. So we don't want to ever leave you behind. We will do everything possible to get you to a successful place in your life and your trading. And Adam can touch on that a little bit further.
Well, I mean, it's not, I guess, not a whole lot more to say. It's just we want everybody to know, and hopefully everything we've covered in this conversation so far,
that you put it into perspective pretty well.
Put it into perspective. We have sat and talked about what else can we do to anticipate every point of possible failure, every point where someone might be on the mat, they're ready to tap out, and we give them every opportunity to say, no, I'm not tapping out. So if you can think of something we haven't thought
let us know. We'll
let
gladly put it in there. Like, that's the thing. It's like, even if we have missed something, we will add it 100%. So that's our no trader left behind guarantee. We will not leave you behind. We will do everything in our power to get you there. It's 100% from my end and 100% from your end. We got to meet in the middle. It's a 50-50, guys. Right? Like, if you give me your 100%, I will give you my 100%, and my entire team will give you 100%. So that's our commitment to you.
And so if all of these things, when all of these things fall into place, when you show up, you do the work, you listen, you're humble, you are coachable, there's only one possible outcome. And that is, you are going to complete the size up strategy, Evolution 1. You are going to be making $600 a day. You are going to be ready for Evolution 2, which is a next round of growth that will be coming very soon. That will give you up to 50 contracts. So you will be making thousands of dollars a day.
You're going to more than double that $600 a day. You're going to be at about 12 and possibly more, because it starts going exponential from there. You're probably pushing, on average, I would say at least $1,000 a day. We would have to crunch the numbers, which we will be doing soon, and it's going to be probably upwards of 2,000. So it's incredible, and that's only the second evolution. We have 3 and 4 as well. That's in the books. That's planned. We're ready to go, guys. So it's a matter of you. So when you do complete Evolution 1, that is a big deal. That tells me that you've put in the work, you've respected the process, you've taken your education serious, and you have essentially graduated to a full-time, consistent day job. Things need to be rewarded. And this is how we've done it.
Well, it's because you haven't just learned how to trade. you will have undoubtedly grown as a person.
Yeah.
You will have uncovered things about your personality, about yourself. It is not a question. It is a fact.
Yeah.
For you to reach this evolution 1, you will have probably the most significant growth in your life, not only financially, but who you are as a person, who you see your spouse, your significant other, your kids,
Everything.
your friends, everything will.
You will change as a person as well. I guarantee that. So we're going to ship something out to you. We got a nice little card. I'm not going to read it because that's for the people that complete it only. But it's going to explain in detail exactly what's in this box and why it was chosen. And it's all hand signed, and it gives you everything what this is in the box. So it explains why. And it's a nice little, it's a thank you from me to you, because I appreciate people that put in hard work. And that's what this is. So this isn't any extra cost, no additional cost. It's included with membership as well. So this is the achievement. And this is for graduating Evolution 1. And this here is made out of black onyx, and it has carbon fiber accents. This thing probably weighs about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. It's real black onyx, and this is something that we want to give to you guys to put on your desk and keep you pushing forward, because it's not an easy road. We've made it as easy as possible, but we know there's still a lot of work that needs to get done. And a lot of people may want to stop at Evolution 1 thinking they're good and they're done. Don't stop. Keep pushing. Let's get Evolution 2 and continue on, and let's rock and roll. And this is just a nice little thank you and a way to propel you forward. And I love it. This thing it's sick. It's a beautiful award, and it's all engraved, and it has your name and then the whole 9 plus this. This is pretty special what's in here, but that's for the people that complete. Yeah, I don't want to read it. I don't want to give anything away in it. So that's what we have for you. And I want to say thank you for joining us here today. And if you want to become a successful trader, it's time to stop sitting on the fence. Trust that one more time, and let's do this. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
Later, guys.
All right, thank you, Ron.
Adios.